City's been slow to keep up with all the new people. Took them forever to put up the outer walls, and at this rate, they'll need to expand again soon. You surprised or disappointed? It's my name on the outside, isn't it? Been here too damn long to let someone else come in and muck it up. Hell, even finding decent help isn't worth the trouble half the time. Ethan's got half a brain in his head, seems like, so maybe he'll work out. No refunds. You don't like it, don't order it again.
You must be a tourist. Aquila locals know better than to interrupt a man when he's drinking alone. Make your way.
Hey, stranger. I think your ship's missing something.
Mark my words, you'll be...
Over there. Tourist?
I give him 3 minutes before the smell chases him out.
That's genuine stretch in the nostrils there. I suppose. Welcome
as long
to the
as they
stretch.
stay clear of Aggies, they'll be fine. And of Mooch.
Well, which isn't exactly dangerous.
I think the Co-Heritage Museum is really good, personally.
In general, students love field trips, and they are due. The museum is quaint. I mean, it's clear a lot of love was put into it.
It's important that our students know Aquila City history.
Looks like we got another off world. You're out there a lot, right? In space?
There wouldn't be a
sound
sound
one of those
systems
space
without the Trade Authority.
scum of the galaxy.
Next,
Robbing,
listen.
stealing,
Fats better
killing.
swamped.
Even the Crimson Fleet don't trust them. There's a lot.
Don't worry.
Okay. Now I've seen everything.
Weston needs to get his brother focused on food production instead of wasting time brewing beer. If I ran things, we wouldn't have this problem.
If you're here for Weston, he's underfoot somewhere. Either here or at the factory. But please, if it's about that brewing nonsense, kindly leave. They don't need any more encouragement. Oh, sorry. My nerves are frayed. So many people coming and going for the company. Weston, that's my husband. Well, he's never been what I'd call a dreamer or a visionary. He's a practical man, good with ledgers and numbers. His brother Henry's the creative one, but he seems to have lost interest in growing the company, and now all he wants to do is brew beer. Filburn Agricultural Systems could provide the whole of the settled systems with food, not just Aquila City. Seems those two are content to think small. Well, I wish you were the one I had to convince. Well, you didn't come here to hear me natter on. Anything else? Well, there is. The stakes are huge. With further R&D on IntelliWheat, the entire settled systems could benefit. Surely that's worth some less than savory solutions. Right now, it's tailored to Aquila's biomes, allowing wheat to flourish in places it normally couldn't. But if Henry applied himself, who knows where else we could grow IntelliWheat? He may be frustrating, but Henry's the smartest person I've ever met. Just don't tell him that. That's reasonable. Henry's pet project is tied to market perception. His beer, annoyingly, is really good. But if we could make a bad batch, terrible, really, his margins are tight enough he might be forced to throw in the towel. It should be easy. The next big batch of beer is almost done brewing in our factory. You just need to find a way to break in without getting caught by the guard and tamper with it somehow. Then just wait a day or so and see how the batch goes over at the Stone Root Inn. Do that, and I'll pay you handsomely. That's the last I'll talk of this. I really don't understand why Weston can't rein in his brother a little. How much are we going to lose on this brewing nonsense? I know, we're late. It's been this whole frustrating episode. Short version, the farming equipment outside the walls needs to be manually rebooted. But the guards aren't going to be able to send people to fix it for days. We're committed to helping the unfortunates on the stretch, but the Ashta are just too dangerous for us to send someone. The full story would take ages. Henry is supposed to be on top of production issues. But his precious latest batch of beer is at a critical point. Whatever the hell that means. And Aldwin Wright's robots should have been overhauled a month ago, but he's just one man and all of Aquila needs him pretty much all the time. So, whether we're supposed to or not, Weston and I are handling it. You would do that? If you get it rebooted, I'll get the harvest going ASAP. We can get the wheat to Amira quick. I'll talk with my husband, but I'm sure we could arrange payment. You'd be helping our business too, after all. Just be careful. Ashta are very dangerous. A good business person shouldn't let their personal attachments become an obstacle to success. And try to come between Weston and his brother? They'd never allow it. Oh, I've tried to drop hints and make suggestions, but it all falls on deaf ears. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, of course. The company's healthy and Weston and I live well enough. I'd like to help, you know? I'd like to be a part of things instead of feeling like I'm playing second fiddle. I suppose I should just accept my lot and try to find peace with it. Well, no, not as such. I mean, the business is doing just fine, but it could be doing even better. Those knuckleheads have so much God-given talent, and I just wish they used it better. Sorry to talk your ear off. Have a good one.
You really going through with it?
I get tired of being ordered around. I want to be my own boss.
But list, that's like walking a tightrope without a safety net.
I come from a line of farmers. Good ones, too. I just need a patch of land, the right lady, and we could make a good life.
And what if a spacer comes along? The Rangers won't help you out 3-star space.
I've been practicing at the firing range. I can hold my own.
Be careful. Simple fall ain't so simple in high gravity.
Cool spacesuit.
It's tough living here, but you can do it on your own terms.
Should we warn them about the Ashta? We got a big old sign. Danger. If they open up the gate and go out there, it's on their own head. Mind the danger sign. Ashta will tear you apart if you go wandering outside. You want to warn them? You know I don't like
Scanning we go.
already contacted East.
Tom's pay. Moving to Midtown is the best thing that's happened to us. That bank robbery was something else. Just thinking about it gets my heart racing.
Mighty hero awakens. Let's go.
No harm, no foul. I mean, some of that work was even pretty good. Almost hated to clean it up.
Well, just keep an eye on it. If the water filtration gets busted, it's bottled water until we get it back up and running.
It's just kids being kids. It'll be fine.
He did a good job. You'd have no idea it was a mess yesterday.
Carrots are coming in nice. Still have some potatoes to harvest.
Looks like it's gonna be a good year. Maybe you should expand. As long as you stay clear of wheat, I can pretty much sell anything you grow.
That's not how the co-op works. We take care of the members first. And sell what we don't need for maintenance.
I'm just saying, you can make this side business your full-time business. I could stake you if money's concerned.
The whole community tends the garden. This isn't the UC, sir.
So we're gonna have a house, Mom?
That's what Mr. Tate is working on. We'll have to move out when construction begins.
A for real house, like the ones in the core?
It's not going to be a manor house, honey, but 4 walls, a roof, floor.
Can Audrey move in with us?
Maybe. Mr. Tate says he's starting with 4 houses, so we'll have neighbors.
This is so cool! You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw myself.
Jim's inventory.
Another day, another shift.
That is good news. What was the holdup, anyway? It's good to know the Filburns are still faithful to the cause. I hate to ask it, but I do need more help. Everything runs on charity. And our benefactors, though kind, I think sometimes, well, get sick of seeing me. A new face may ease up the purse strings, or at least save me some errands. It's touch and go sometimes. Pester too much, and they could turn their back on the project. Too little, and people suffer. So, the mayor, Elias Cartwright, has always been generous to us, but it's been a while since he's donated. Raisha Lands is a huge benefactor. Laredo Firearms has been vital for us. Both of those are routine, more polite reminders, really. The last is a long shot, probably futile, but the Trade Authority is incredibly wealthy, and they have never ever donated to us. If you could convince Duncan Lynch to give us anything, heck, a single credit even, I'd consider it a victory. Only if you can do so without ruffling feathers. We need Cartwright advice. But if you can, that would be enormously helpful. Once you're done with that, come back to me. The weather has been good, so things are good. Ah, if you don't have a home when it gets cold or rainy, that's when it gets rough. If you ever are down on your luck, our door is always open.
A part of the Freestar Collective.
Feel for the folk in the streets.
Oaktown's not that
A
different
year or
from
two
Tucson.
back, I shared a
Hard
drink with
workers.
Ron Hope.
Everyone making their own
That
way.
man can
Just
drink.
let me drink in peace.
But
Yes.
Let me know if you need something.
Work hard, play hard. That should be the Freestar motto.
Kate, hold up.
Fancy seeing you here. Oh, so good to see you again. You weren't waiting long, were you?
So, Henry's new batch. How'd it go over?
Goodbye.
I know you like Henry.
Excuse me?
But
What? There's something wrong?
Sam said it tasted off. Really off. Gladys said it was fine. Then she dumped her whole glass on the floor when she thought I wasn't looking.
Hey there.
No.
Yes?
No.
I don't think we should carry Henry's stuff anymore. our regulars have stopped ordering his old stuff too.
I'll break the news to Henry.
Hi there, friend.
Howdy.
Eloise keeps this place running, and I guess I keep her running. Or at least I keep her sane.
My mother, the Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture. You do yourself a disservice if you don't stay here at least once. There certainly is. My family's owned and operated this place going back generations. Why, the Stone Root's been around so long, it's even older than Midtown, and that's saying something. Aquila City folk value legacy and tradition deeply, and by running this, I get to be part of that. Here you go.
If you're looking to stay, Eloise can handle that. My job's, well, everything else.
Hey, good to see you.
Hello.
Howdy.
Late one night, Annie Wilcox tried to arrest me for public indecency. She'll be a terror when she grows up.
Pardon.
Never, ever go outside the city walls.
Outside the wall, things get dicey. Hostile are no joke. Even for us.
Good to meet you, friend. Name's Elias Cartwright. I'm the mayor of Aquila City. Now, I've got a memory for faces, and I can't say I've seen yours around here before. I make it a point to introduce myself to everyone who passes through our fine city. As the founder himself once said, there's no substitute for a warm welcome and a friendly smile. You're more than welcome. As I'm sure you know, us folk in the Freestar Collective put great stock in human kindness and generosity of spirit. I like to think that's what sets us apart from our neighbors in the United Colonies. We don't rely on machines or bureaucracy. We rely on each other. I won't pry about what brought you here. That's all of your business and none of mine. However, I'd be more than happy to give you the scoop about the core and Midtown. The core is the oldest district and represents the original settlement dating back to the days of Solomon Coe. The descendants of the original settlers still make their home there today. Frank's just the latest owner of the old Hassanov Manor, and he's the worst, simply the worst. But it's been a problem since the Hassanov family ran out of heirs. There's an old wrong the Cartwrights have been trying to right for decades. And hence, well, I need help. He's just another slick, rude, neon corporate hack, full of himself and just awful. I mean, the core is history itself. Cads like him don't belong here. I was right to talk to you about this. The last Hassanov was Sahar. Sad tale there. By all accounts, when she lost her last grandchild around 40 years ago, well, it broke her. She packed up and just plain left the estate. Built some farm far from Aquila City and the protection of its walls. It didn't take long before the Ashta overran the farm, and just like that, no more Hassanovs. The Hassanovs were one of the early families that took to making a living in space. Very industrious, mainly miners. They settled planetside in the earliest days of Aquila City. They helped good old Solomon Co. a time or two, but they didn't fare well living in full gravity after a couple of generations in zero-G. Lots of health issues. Eventually, a string of just terrible luck left only lonely old Sahar Hassanov. Poor lady. And those that were healthy kept leaving Aquila. The call of the stars. A lot of folks thought the same. So I need someone to go to the old Sahar farm, brave the Ashta, and see if she left a will. I swear I'll honor her wishes. Aquila owes her family that much. And if it happens to kick Mr. Big Shot out of the core, well, that'll be a bonus. Sahar left no heirs, no instructions, so everything the Hassanovs owned was in limbo. What happened to the estate? Well, you'd have to be a lawyer to make heads or tails of it. But eventually it wound up on the open market, so slick neon corporate shills could grace our community. If she named any heir, we could get the estate back where it belongs. See things made right. You are a blessing. Sahar's farm is elsewhere on the planet. If you can't handle Ashta, please just don't go. I don't want this whole sordid story to have more tragedy. Be careful, and look out for yourself. Like I said, be careful. I'd rather you forget the whole Hassanov business rather than getting hurt. You really are new around here, aren't you? Aquila's every bit as dangerous as it is beautiful. There are creatures out there that pose a mortal danger to anyone caught out in the open. Foremost among them is the Ashta. They're quick, strong, clever, and damn good hunters. I'd tell you more, but you might not sleep so good. Thankfully, the wall keeps them out. Long as you stay on the right side of it, you've got nothing to worry about. You've got a few choices there. The cantina in the Rock is famed throughout the settled systems for serving the best brew that credits can buy. The hitching post ain't been open long, but most folks seem to like it. If you're looking for a quick drink before moving on, give it a try. Aggie's is a bit of an acquired taste, you might say. Folks who prefer a venue that's a little more rough and tumble tend to feel at home there. Like I said, lots of options. Ah, you must be referring to The Rock. It's home to the largest and oldest cantina in town. That's also where the Council of Governors holds its occasional strategy meetings. As mayor of the city, I have a seat on the council. The Freestar Rangers are headquartered in the upper floors. They've got the best view of the city. I like to think that means they're always keeping an eye on the rest of us. I have to say, I sleep a little easier knowing the Marshal and his Rangers are up there protecting the Free Star Collective. Midtown's where most of the business and trading gets done. It's not as old as the core, because it was built later as the city grew. As the name might suggest, Wallside's the district that runs along the inside of the Great Wall that surrounds the city. It's mostly farmers and other laborers that live down there. They ain't got quite as much space, but it's cheaper, so it all works out. What day is it? Oh, shoot! I forgot. I'll send over my usual monthly donation to Amira. She truly is a wonder. And with the building project her and Mr. Tate are planning, there may be a day when the stretch is a distant memory. Well, from me. Unlike the UC, we don't tax our people to death. The city's budget is very tight, so it falls to the community to look after its own. I don't expect an outsider to understand how Aquila City has been run for generations. Are we done? Have a wonderful visit.
SSNN says that spacesuits and fleets are getting worse.
That's what they've always said. It's just fear-mongering.
I got a cousin that's a freighter captain. He says it's dangerous out there. Like, no fooling danger.
You'll be a lot happier in life if you just don't. If you're
What brings you to the Trade Authority? Aquila City is bustling, one of the busiest Trade Authority branches in the galaxy. Well, like the name says, we promote and facilitate interstellar trade. I won't bore you with all the minutiae and laws, contracts, regulations, and the like. What I will say is that a steady flow of goods and services from one place to another is vital to the stability and survival of the settled systems. A scarcity of resources would lead to unrest, anarchy, and maybe even war. Nobody wants that. I'm the local representative for the organization. In that capacity, I work with merchants and business people and local leaders to make sure trade flows regularly and efficiently to and from the city. With the long lag times of interstellar communication, we wanted to have someone here in person to talk face to face and make quick decisions. After all, the Trade Authority's work is vital to the continued growth and prosperity of Aquila City. You'll see mission boards typically near starports throughout the settled systems, usually in a bar. Several companies and organizations utilize the mission boards to post one-off jobs for freelancers, like yourself, presumably. I do have need of a courier. A simple job. The timetable isn't even an issue. But it requires discretion and no questions. That's a question, but it's a simple piece of paper. What's on the paper is for the recipient's eyes alone. We clear? Take this message to the Den. There's a Trade Authority rep there, Marcel. Just give the paper to him. If you could take a roundabout path to get there, that would be best. And that's the last we will speak of this. Now you're speaking my language. Do you have business with the Trade Authority? Happy to. The Trade Authority has a firm policy of not getting involved in internal matters. We're neutral in all affairs of the governments of the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies. The Trade Authority's image is doing quite well already. Thank you very much. I'm done discussing this matter. If you ever need to deal with the Trade Authority, drop by.
Trade Authority? You should talk with Duncan. I handle the boring behind-the-scenes work.
Welcome to Aquila City's Trade Authority. What brings you to the Trade Authority? Nice to have some civilized conversation.
UC can't be that bad, can't? Might want to steer clear of the stretch.
So we had to clean up
lots of crime over there.
Why don't we just
Not
close
enough
it
to do around here.
It's not like it gets much use.
I need someplace to put the prototypes through their paces. It stays.
But you know Stretch Trash will come back and Lloyd man. Or worse.
Let them. A few beer bottles and graffiti is the least we owe them.
Yes, Miss Lance. Just here for security. Please move along.
Please, let me know if I can be of service. Indeed. As a matter of fact, they're made in this very building. You're standing in the storefront of the Laredo Firearms Factory. I designed and manufactured every firearm for sale here. As such, I can offer you my personal assurance they're of the highest quality. When a CEO distances herself from the customers, her decision-making suffers. Here I get to see what matters, what sells, what doesn't, and why. It's invaluable. Plus, it's better than the endless meetings. Let's get you set up. I think you'll find that we carry fine weapons of all kinds here. Oh, so Amira has some help? Good. She's going to work herself into an early grave if she's not careful. Laredo Firearms prides itself in helping out all the residents of Aquila City. I'll send Justin over to deliver our monthly donation. The trite answer would be a sense of civic responsibility. But the truth? Guilt. To achieve the level of success I have, broken promises, neglected loved ones, and tough calls. Donations like this are a way of making amends. You are quite welcome. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Come back anytime.
Aquila is one of the oldest cities in the settled systems.
Has been the most exciting thing happening all year.
I'm Annie Wilcox. You're new in town, aren't you? That means I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Nice try. But when I don't want to be seen, I'm like an Ashta in the night. Is it? Or are you just saying that? See, I work for the Freestar Rangers. I'm the first ever Ranger Surveillance Assistant. And that's not some dumb made-up title. Ranger Emma Wilcox gave it to me, so it's official. That's right. She's a senior ranger, which means she's in charge of me and all the other rangers. Well, except Diego, because he's a senior ranger too. Oh, and the marshal. He's in charge of all the rangers. I watch people and listen to them. If I hear something about smuggling or Aurora or gangs, I tell the rangers. It's easy, because no one pays attention to kids. Plus, I know a lot of good hiding places all over the city. I'm the best Ranger Surveillance Assistant that ever lived. Someday, I'll teach other kids the tricks of the trade. Gotta prepare the next generation, because I won't be here forever. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna be a law-abiding citizen? Or are you gonna be on my list? My list of people who might be troublemakers, so I have to watch them extra close. You don't want to be on my list. That's the right answer. I just hope you mean it. Aquila City is just crawling with crime. It's everywhere. And it's up to us Rangers to do something about it.
And Ranger Surveillance Assistant.
Someone's stealing guns and stuff from Laredo Arms.
And none of the adults believe us.
So we're hoping, you know, you can help us break it all open. Emily was right about you. I was doing my ranger patrol one night, and there was a suspicious character casing Laredo Arms. I watched him as long as I could, but I had to rush home for bedtime. First thing in the morning, I came back and interrogated Justin Sneed. And he said they were tracking down an inventory discrepancy. I told him about the suspicious stranger, but Mr. Sneed didn't believe him. Exactly! This case was too big for just one ranger, so I deputized Emily.
I'm an assistant ranger surveillance assistant.
Or, something like that. And we found out that the thief breaks in most nights, but like, really late. He's got his own key card. We just need to catch him. Security will believe you. Emily caught him opening the side door one night. That's when we knew for sure we have an actual criminal here. We did all the things. Crime scene investigated, witnesses interviewed, and suspect tailed.
Well, you did all that. Aquila City Security's got competition. Oh, please don't tell Cora. She's, handful enough without getting more ambitious ideas.
I followed the suspect all day. He had no idea.
You're doing Aquila City a big service. Best I figure he's there around midnight. We need to wait for him to exit Laredo, then catch him red-handed. We need to bring him to justice.
I just know Annie's gonna be a ranger one day, just like her mom.
Let's get that artifact next time.
The suspect has been at Laredo every night. I've seen it myself.
Until we only use robots for farming. Surely some of that tech we could patent. Something happened to Henry's beer? That's terrible. So terrible. But I'm sure I know nothing about it. Here's some credits for delivering the news. I expect that's the last I'll be seeing of you. It's true. My husband, if you can talk sense into Henry, I'd be forever in your debt. After the Stone Road ended? Well, no, not as such. Those knuckleheads have... Nice to really be heard for once. Thanks.
Kind of booked up, right? Yeah? What? Or, sorry, I thought you were someone else.
Know your type. Free-wheeling space ace. Must be nice.
The Cartwrights have... Don't let Raisha fool you. She built an... Elias and Raisha both sent their donations. Thank you. No word from the Trade Authority. I'm sorry I even asked. I like to believe everyone is capable of empathy and compassion, but people like Duncan test my faith. Take the time you need. you're okay, right? I didn't say that, but I'm not going to correct you. Anne Zara Philborn came by and told me what you did to help her. You fought Ashta, and you didn't even bother to mention it to me. You are... I just don't know what. Sarah Philborn gave me these credits to give to you for your help with the farm. You more than deserve it. And people say I'm too altruistic. I have one more thing for you to do, but I hope it's more of a reward. This is part of the Intelliwit harvest. I'd like you to deliver it to Simone Jansen and her family. I want you to see the fruits of your labors.